Holy moly, guys. Welcome. Another small Age of Empires 2 map. I know that there are people watching this right now who should be working, but you're like, you know what? I could procrastinate for another 12 minutes. This is completely fine. Or maybe your boss is into this kind of thing. But anyways, we've got an interesting map. So Highlands is a map where there is one crossing over a river. This is more like a tiny little stream than a river, but there is a tiny, teensy little stream that goes through the middle of this map, and there is an ice crossing. And already Margugu, realizing how important map control is going to be, has started to wall up. And Running probably wasn't very happy about that. He's probably also not very happy about the fact that his gold is in between the trees there. But, you know, maybe light a match when it's a dry day outside. No, I'm not advocating for starting forest fires, but you've got gold here. So you would have to chop through the trees, obviously. There's no trees burning down in this game. But Margugu is Byzantines, which could be an awesome civilization when you make fortifications because all of your walls and buildings have more HP. So this is a great technique from him. And it'll only get stronger because as you age up, the HP gets even greater for you. And then Portuguese, their big thing is having a big discount on gold units. They do also have more strength on their ships. But man, I mean, do we dock here? What happens? I think the one thing that you need to be careful of if you're running is not walling behind here as well. I know it feels a little foolish to wall behind here because you're probably going to want to attack this, but it can always be very easy for Margugu to delete those walls at any time and run through. And again, I guess if Margugu does that, he's taking a risk that Running could just fight him back and run right through. Ooh. Okay, if Margugu sees that Bori's sending a Vil, I know Margugu. Come on, go a little bit further. Come on, come on, come on, right here. Oh, if he saw that, though, he would have a villager here trying to shoot that thing. Probably good for him. He didn't see it. Running was bringing in this board already. Okay, so there's 2 tiles of stone for both players, right? I can't see the other tile here. Ooh, there's only 1 tile of stone for Margugu. What is that? Oh, that's a dead goat. Okay. All right, well, that's quite bad for Margugu to only have 1 tile of stone. And they don't know, like, these guys maybe looked at the maps briefly before starting, but they didn't count all the specifics. This isn't a tournament. So the additional 350 stone for Running could be very helpful for him in order to drop castles or towers. But there's also 2 more tiles of gold for Margugu because the game has tree-walled this gold. So I consider it even. That's fine. We have a dock on the left side for Margugu, who's going to be adding fish. And we have a dock on this side as well for Running, who's going to be adding fish. And I believe Navy can cross over this crossing, by the way. That's a really important deal. I'm 99.79632% sure that you can do that. So it might be a double dock kind of game. Like towers on the shoreline into lots of Navy could be huge. And even more walls from Margugu. But if you lose water control, then the Navy can chip away at these walls, right? So it's kind of interesting. I like the house position for Running. I like how they're being a little bit more conscientious of space. Just, there's been a lot of moments where the players have not been able to move around too much, and Running clicks up already. Let's look at resources collected so far. More resources for Running. Keep in mind, he didn't have villagers walling a lot. He was just collecting resources. So this is normal. Margugu would naturally click up a little bit later if he had villager time and resources invested into walls. But obviously, there's benefit to the walls, right? That's never a bad thing. All right. Another dock here from Running. So he doesn't know there's a dock from his opponent. Oh, it looks so funny. Like, dude, can't you move? Come on. There's so many places to dock. Why are you docking here? Hey, he's brought the scout over now. And he will spot fishing ships. I mean, I think it's safe to just say goodbye to your fishing ships at this point. I think they're going to die. Just for both. It'll happen. But what about a tower here? Tower here on the shoreline? 10-year-old me would love... No, don't place it there. Place it between the docks. It's so much more symmetrical. Oh, I hate it. I don't think this tower is bad strategically. I just don't think it looks as cool. No, I take it back. A tower here is way better strategically. And it looks cool. It's a double. Yeah, there we go. Okay, all right. That's good. That's good. I'll take it. Okay. So tower's going up. Margugu didn't mine any stone, and Margugu hasn't clicked up yet. Margugu is going to have 3 docks, and Byzantine fires also work faster. So you've got more HP on all your buildings, your walls, and then your fire ships are strong. Really good civ to have here, the Byzantines. And what? You can wall on that? What? He's quick walling from the fire ship. What? Since when? Yo, that's so smart. Dang. Wow. What a crazy play. I mean, I assume he realized when he was trying to build things that it was possible as he quick walls away from fire. Huh. All right. Well, dang. So the fishing ships are saved. He can now add navy here. He's got 2 towers to contest with, though. In terms of normal resource gathering, it seems pretty close, this one. There's a bit more economy right now from Margugu, but nothing too crazy. Minor differences. Like the villagers on shorefish here, that's going to bring in 400 food that Margugu's not doing. I, again, think that the timing on making a market here will be huge, because it has been important in every game. A tower here now from running, and that tower will not destine the fish to die, but it will be pretty damn close to that. And yeah, what's happening here is the fire is currently burning down the tower, and there's actually no easy way to hit that fire galley if you're running. But the tower goes up, and the fishing ships will be in jeopardy. Oh, the demo on the villagers! Ooh, what a play from Margugu. And now the demo on the fishing ships. That's what we call a double whammy. And now you've got to use villagers to attack a fire galley. It's not fun. But if you could afford a demo here, which you would be able to do if these lumberjacks, which are these villagers, would actually be able to drop off wood, and you could maybe take out these ships. Advantage Margugu now, if you ask me. He's got... I think the biggest issue for running is actually the fact that his lumberjacks haven't been collecting wood. So he had to stop. Like, this seemed like a good idea, but he had to stop collecting wood. He couldn't make ships. He now is kind of getting his tower shot down. So this whole thing's been awkward, and then some great plays from Margugu on the other side, obviously. But... everything changes with the market. Everything changes with a demo hit or 2. And there's another demo, and that's just an amazing move from Margugu. Baits his opponent into reacting to his attacks, and then immediately hits with a demo. And the fact that he could pass through this area here is just amazing for him. The tower looked cool. But in the end, I don't think the towers have really been all that effective. These fire ships are burning down these towers like it's nothing. And so running's got to go for some type of backup plan, and there's the market. Now, Byzantines also get lots of vision, and he will be able to see that. And look what he's doing. He says, okay, I know what type of game this is. Makes sense, right? And the food count is much higher for running at the moment. You do actually get wood when bringing in berries with Portuguese too, which is a unique bonus. And he's still got lots of stone accessible. Maybe you could build a castle in this game. Also, I so badly want to see a Faitoria. That'd be so funny. You wouldn't be able to fit it anywhere. Yeah, full water control for the Byzantines. 8 fire galleys versus 0. Red will lose full map control. I think he needs to have stone walls so his opponent can't pass through here. I really think stone walling this is important. I guess maybe you lose the stone walls to ships, but... T90, should he have backed the towers up a bit when he built them? Yeah, possibly. I honestly think the biggest deal for him was just not... He didn't execute as well as Margugu did. Margugu had some really good plays. And he also didn't have as much wood income. Like, I think if you look at wood income... Yeah, look at the wood difference. And keep in mind that running gets wood from berries. So there was just a whole lot more on food for running, so he could have a good castle time. But then he lost water because he didn't have as much on wood. So it's just pros and cons to either side. Total resources collected is still kind of close-ish. Yeah, I think a galley or two from Margugu could make sense, but the fires still have range, and the fires are so good for Byzantines. You absolutely build a castle here if you're running. And I think you build it like right next to your TC. And you hope that organ guns can kill everything. And guys, I know organ guns were nerfed, but organ guns can kill everything. They so easily shred ships once you get enough of them. And they have more range than the ships. And there's not a lot of space to move around here. It's not going to be fun for Margugu still. Running needs to buy that stone, though. In order to get the snowball going, you really need to get the castle up immediately. So he's in the next stage. Oh, he wants to go monks! Does Margugu see that? He does, right? Yeah, there's no hiding the monasteries here. Well, you know what I think? Why not both? Why not drop a castle and also make some monks? You know what would be perfect right now for Margugu? A tower here. I think if you drop towers in a position where the monasteries, the monks can't move around and they're kind of stuck in one spot, the monasteries don't pay off as much. Running is fantastic with his monk control. Monks are also cheap for the Portuguese. Thankfully for running, the gold is safe back here. And he's got no food income. There are fishing ships for Margugu. And Margugu's gonna go fast imp. What? There's the first Wololo. You want to switch onto the fires. Okay. Here we go. Converts a fire, kills a fire. Not bad. Castle's needed. Don't want to lose a monk here. You have to keep your monk mass because they can get multi-use. Nope, not a fan of that. That was rough. Not many monks yet. Still no castle for running. Feels like he's running out of space. Feels like he's running out of time. Margugu's going to make his own monks. He could actually out-monk his opponent's religion. He could just make monks with block printing and get more range. But he doesn't have the stone, so he can't actually drop a castle easily to be able to treb this down. If he goes chemistry into... What would it be? Chemistry... Cannon Galleon? That would be so cool. Another fire gets converted here. And castle goes up. So now you protect the shoreline a little bit. We say fast stimp into Cannon Galleon like that's an easy thing to get into. It's so expensive. I think he just buys the castle. Yeah, I think the smarter play is buy stone, drop a castle somewhere. Not a lot of space to move around, but he's going to have the stone soon. And if he has a castle and can just treb this from the other side, there's not much answer for running. There's no answer for running for those trebs. Guys, this is not a best of anything. It's just play all. But if Margugu wins this one, and we're planning to do the next one, we do actually have an 11th map. We might turn it into a best of 11. This has been really good. And poor running, he's trying to use the market to race to imp to go for trebs like players so frequently do on these small maps. And he knows it's over. And truthfully, it is over. Because check it out. We've got 2 monks for running. Right? We know he's going to lose his castle. We know he's probably going to lose his TC. He might not even make it to imp. He might even lose his monasteries to the trebs. But 2 monks versus 3, soon to be 4 from Margugu. And Margugu will have 12 range monks. And Byzantines do have the access to atonement, so you could simply just convert the enemy monks. Dang. Byzantine bonuses came in clutch there. You had the stronger building HP and wall HP, the very strong fire ships, the cheaper Imperial Age, the vision. He saw Running's entire existence here. Actually, is that a spec thing? That might just be a spec thing because he could see too much. But anyways, he could see a lot. And it works out there. So that's Tiny Highlands. I think this one looked pretty cool. But very, very important to get the walls down and get the positioning. Hold the positioning with the water control and then take it from there. Margugu did that here in this one. Good stuff. And economically, Margugu, I mean, just finding ways to have a better economy throughout all of this. It's so difficult. You want to rush timings, but if you're too fast to the next stage, and your economy suffers a little bit. It's not easy. He made it look easy in that game. GG.